Peace and blessings, y'all. We're going to read chapter 5 of True to the Game, a classic by Teri Woods. Gotten and Gone. Back in Philly, the summer heat had driven everyone outside onto the sidewalks, porches, corners, and the streets. There were open fire hydrants with bursts of water spraying children. Even elderly people were outside trying to keep cool. As usual, Rasan was pretending to be Daddy Mac in Quadir's BMW. He drove to Gina's house figuring he would surprise Sahara with dinner and a movie. When Sahara came to the door, she had this stupid, "I can't believe you're here without calling first" look on her face. "What's up?" Rasan asked. "Nothing. I was just getting ready to go out with a friend of mine," she said. "Out? Where you going?" "Dinner and a movie," Sahara said as Rasan's smile faded. She looked down on him as she stood on Gina's porch steps. For a moment, she remembered the night before last. It had been less than a week since she slept with him, and she was already disinterested. Besides, him and Quadir were nothing but whores. Sahara was infuriated at the thought of what was going on and was waiting for Gina's telephone call. Why does Quadir have Gina over in some Bahamas somewhere with Sherelle? I heard that bitch is supposed to be waiting for him to get there. How is he playing my girlfriend? Answer that. "Well, I don't know nothing. I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about," Ross said, ready to go now. "Being as though you got company and all, I'll push up on you some other time," he said. Later," she replied as she turned back to him and closed the door. Rasan walked over to the BMW, trying to figure out where he knew the burgundy Mercedes-Benz that was parked in front of the door. He knew Sahara had some nigga up in Gina's house. He felt bad because he really liked her. As much as he felt like shouting, "Fuck you, bitch," he just kept it inside, knowing that she just didn't feel the same. "Fuck it," he finally said to himself as he turned the sound system up. "There's 9 women to every 1 man out here," he continued thinking. Rasan drove back down to North Philly. "What's up?" he said as he pulled on the corner of 25th Street. "Nothing, man. What's up?" asked Reds. "You got the money?" "Yeah," Red said, pulling a knot of paper out of his pocket, handing it to Rasan. "I'm almost out." "What you got left?" Rasan asked. "Maybe 20, Red said, spotting some girls walking across the street. "Hey, you in the red shorts. Can I talk to you for a minute?" "Damn, you got it going on," he hollered loud enough for them to hear. The girls looked his way and walked toward him smiling and snickering amongst themselves. "Yo, I'll be right back," Ra shouted to Reds, who wasn't paying him any mind with all that ass surrounding him. Actually, he didn't even hear him. Ra drove off in a Beamer, headed back to his mother's house, and got some more caps for Reds. When he got back, Kenny, Reds, and the whole crew out on the Ave. "What's up?" Ra asked. "Rich Green is what's up," Reds answered. "Man, fuck Rich Green. I will lay that nigga down. He don't want none of this," said Ra, tapping a 9 hours by his wayside. "Okay, we'll see what happens when the motherfucker comes through spraying. Let's see what you do then," Pookie said, knowing that something bad was gonna happen. Paying him no mind, Rasan looked around and asked everybody, "What's on for the night?" "I don't know. Wanna go to Chance's?" Reds asked. Ra heard him, but he didn't answer. He was thinking about Sahara. He wished he was out with her, not getting ready to go to Chance's with Reds. "Yeah, we could do that," said Ra. "I wanna go," Kenny said. "Me too," said Pookie. "I'm going," Dante added. "How are all of you gonna go?" asked Ra. "Everybody can't go. Somebody has to stay here and hold it down the fort. Kenny, you and Pookie stay out here. Where's Wiz?" "He wanna take his mom's a platter," said Dante. "Why the fuck do I gotta stay out here?" Kenny demanded to know. "Because, man, you gots to stay the fuck out here, that's why," Reds told him. "Man, fuck you," said Kenny. Ra didn't like this bickering. "Yo, why you drawing, Kenny? Man, you know why you gotta stay out here." "Why?" "Because, man, you can't keep track of shit. I know that if you're out here, shit will be cool." Ra had been learning from his mentor. Is what Quadir would have said, assuaging the boy, stroking his ego. Unfortunately, Kenny wasn't trying to hear the shit. He wanted to go to the party too. Where's the gat? Kenny wanted to know, looking at Reds. Man, I got it. Well, give it up, Kenny said. What you need the gun for? Reds asked. Man, what you need it for? You going to a party, right? Reds didn't want to give up the gun. What the fuck do you need it for? Man, y'all leaving me out here with Dante and Pookie, man? No offense, no defense, Kenny acknowledged, looking at them. So you're gonna have to give the gat up. Ock, give Kenny the motherfucking 9, will you? Rasan huffed, having no understanding why they were always fighting over the guns. That's right. Kenny had an ally in Ra. What am I supposed to do if suck-ass Rich Green come back around here? But Reds wasn't satisfied. Why I gotta give him Ina? This is Quadez. Why don't you give him yours, Rasan? He stood tall waiting for Ra's response. We can stop by my mom's and get homicide. Just let Kenny hold the gun. Damn, huffed Rasan, getting agitated. You gonna be with me, you don't need a gun. Man, fuck that, I need mines. We all need our own guns, said Pookie. Well, take that shit up with Quadez when he comes back, Ra said, knowing Quad wasn't giving them no guns like that. Mentally, they couldn't handle a gun. Putting a gun in their hands with their intellect was mayhem and mass confusion, and Quadez knew it. It wasn't taking any chances on Bucks fucking up his game. Finally, after bickering and debating, Reds gave it up. He and Ra got in the BMW. We'll be back, said Rasan as he sped down the Ave. As they drove away, Reds gave Rasan a lecture, which included 101 reasons why he should have never given Kenny the gun. Man, Kenny will kill somebody with that gun, said Reds. He isn't gonna kill anybody. You know he is. I don't know why you want to put a body on a gun like that. The gun was clean. The gun was Quadez, reminded Reds. He ain't gonna kill nobody. Well, if Rich Green come back around that motherfucker, shit is on, said Reds. Chances was packed. People were everywhere. Mercy me, the freaks do come out at night. They is everywhere, said Reds, admiring all the skimpy outfits and the outlines of what was underneath. Look what her ass got on. Damn, baby. Might as well have worn nothing, just come outside naked, damn. He hollered across the street to some half-naked girls. Man, leave them hoes the fuck alone, and don't call them over here to us, said Rasan. No problem. I'm getting ready to go over there as soon as I roll this spliff. Man, I wouldn't want to fuck with none of them girls, man, said Ra. You might not want to fuck with them, but you will fuck them, so shut the fuck up, said Reds, laughing at his best friend. Ra knew Reds was right. They both got out the car. Everybody was out that night. All Quadez people were there, who had individually reached the 100-kilo mark. Rick's boys were on the set, but Rick wasn't with them. The brothers were out. They dealt strictly with Amin, who no one ever saw much of. The boy Rick, who put Jarrell Jackson and the boy Blair on their feet, was in the house with a bottle of Dom in his right hand and some girl titty in his left. She didn't mind, because she was half drunk too. Quadez, Rick, Amin, Blair, 40, and Winston were all making millions of money in the drug game. Everyone else was down with one of them. Even though the mafia controlled the majority, it did not affect them from getting paper. It made them targets for being so large. The funny thing about it was that everybody knew one another. Everyone knew who was down with one another. Females might not have known all the players, and for the most part, they didn't, but the brothers did. Rasan saw Jarrell's Jaguar parked outside. He was probably inside trying to figure out who had more money than him. That seemed to be his main concern in life, having the most drug money. All of Gina's girlfriends were out. Finally, Rasan saw Sahara, who was with Winston. That's who Burgundy Mercedes-Benz that is. The thought went through his heart like an arrow. Trying to get past it, he decided to mess with Reds. Yo, Reds, there go your girl, said Ra, looking at Veronica across the street. Man, I can't stand that girl. She really tried to play me, and for that phone bill at that. Veronica stopped, talked to Sahara's old boyfriend Troy. Troy, who used to be Sahara's man, was now seeing Val, who was Jamal's girlfriend before Gina. Val was there. She had a baby by Jamal. Val loved Jamal, but not enough to be faithful though. One day, Jamal was downtown, and there was a brother in his 98 leaning to the side, riding his car with his woman, like he was the owner of both. Jamal, being the psychopath he is, kicked both their asses out and put them both out his car. When the cops came, they didn't do anything. Matter of fact, Val was all beat up and the other guy needed stitches, but the officers called it a domestic dispute. No bones broken, no harm done. They cleared the scene, and Jamal wouldn't speak to Val anymore, even though Val was 5 months pregnant. Sis wasn't sure who baby it was, so she followed her heart. Her heart didn't have nothing to do with it. When that baby was born, the spitting image of Jamal. Jamal loved his son. He truly did. But Val played him for another man, and there was no way his pride would allow him to take her back. Is everybody out here tonight or what? Reds asked. Most definitely, Ra said. The majority of the brothers who were out had a woman at home. The funny thing about it was that even though you might be with a guy and really call him your man, you knew in the back of your mind that he wasn't your man. He was his own man first, and then anybody's man for the moment. That was the bottom line. The brothers were socially acceptable whoremongers inheriting the earth. Gina's girlfriends all knew this, but it didn't make a difference. As long as they were spending money, nothing really made a difference. Nothing else mattered. Inside the club, everyone was really partying. No one in the club was standing still, except the thick-ass bouncers. Rob paid one of them $50 to let him in with his 9. You figure how many brothers had their guns on them, and how many guys paid the bouncers $50. The bouncers got paid. Everyone was partying and having a good time. Rasan was standing near a table with Rock and his peoples. Yo, get with me tomorrow. Same place, same time. I see you brothers on the outside, Rock said, ready to make his exit. Alright, they said, shaking his hand goodbye. Yo, you ready to go? Ra asked. Waiting on you, said Reds, as they both headed for the door. Reds and Ra walked across the street to the car. Yo, hold up, Reds told Ra, as he saw a prospective one-night stand. He walked down the street in the opposite direction of the car, over to a group of girls. Ra spotted Winston sitting in his car, but Sahara wasn't with him. Where was she, he wondered, as he looked through the crowd of faces. Finally, he spotted her across the street, standing in front of the club. What's up? He asked, walking up on her. Hi, what are you doing here? She asked. He wanted to tell her that he took her personal, that he felt something for her, and wanted to be with her, just her. If just for 1 minute, or for longer than that, he wanted her time. So, you waiting on Winston, or what? Ra asked, as they both looked across the street. Winston was sitting in his car talking to a group of girls that had flocked around his 300 CE. Sahara knew the girls. She couldn't stand them. Neither could Gina. Yeah, how'd you know that? She asked. His car was sitting outside Gina's door earlier, so I figured it out. It wasn't too difficult, he said, shrugging his shoulders as if it really weren't. Oh, I'm getting ready to go. You want to ride with me? He asked, praying inside that she would say yes. Sahara didn't know what to do. What if Winston left her for one of those girls he was talking to? You need to come with me, Sahara. Don't you know about the guys you hang around? Do you understand you need to be careful out here? It was really crowded outside the club. Cars were riding back and forth up and down the street. People were standing all around as if they had no place to go, while other people were walking around, not really going anywhere. You really think I should go with you? You should know what you should do, Sahara. But if you need me to tell you then, okay, you need to go with me. Look at him. He's with those girls. That's disrespectful to you, and you know it. How you gonna let him play you like that? I would never disrespect you like that. You should have been stepped off, Ra said. Ignoring his concern for her, she didn't want to let status slip away. Being the one Winston and his Mercedes-Benz went home with would confer royalty on her, and she wanted to be Queen Sahara. He's not playing me. Why don't you mind your own business? She spat at him. Fuck this. I'm out, said Ra, walking away from her, hoping that she would come after him. No sooner had Ra walked away when Winston's shiny burgundy Mercedes-Benz 300 CE circled from the lot and headed Sahara's way. Sahara thought for a minute about Rasan. Perhaps she should go with him, just to play with Winston's mind. Instead, when Winston pulled up, Sahara got in. Who are you talking to? She asked. Just some girls from South Philly. They were trying to get me to give them a ride. He made to reassure her with a pat on her thigh, but she knew he was lying because those girls were from down the bottom and not South Philly. At that moment, when he lied to her, she really wished she had went with Rasan. Why do you have to lie to me? I know every whore in the city and they live nowhere near South Philly. They live down the bottom. I can't believe you got to lie. That means you're trying to hide something. What? You fuck with one of them or something? Sahara had a serious tell me the deal look on her face. Winston continued driving his car as he turned his radio louder, paying no attention to Sahara. The only thing in his mind was whether he should just throw her a couple dollars now or fuck her first and then throw her a couple dollars. Either way, he was getting rid of Sahara, and quick. A Cadillac eased up to the light beside him. The two cars were side by side waiting for the light to change. When the Cadillac's tinted window rolled down, a guy in the passenger seat called out to Winston. Sahara finally quieted herself since she had gotten in the car, and she and Winston looked his way. For a split second, Sahara recognized Rand. As she opened her mouth to say hello, he opened fire on Winston. The bullets came crashing through the steel, one hitting Winston in the shoulder. His body slumped forward on the steering wheel. The Cadillac sped away as shattered glass continued to fall to the ground. Sahara ducked down and started screaming. "Oh my God! Winston!" Looking at him, slumped over from the steering wheel, moaning. She knew he'd been shot, but at the same moment couldn't believe it. She felt funny, kind of dizzy and lightheaded. Probably just from being scared, she thought. He remained conscious and could see her all hunched down, and he wondered if his mouth still worked. "You okay?" he asked, but was more focused on the bullet that ripped through him. He slowly pulled himself from the steering wheel and lifted Sahara back up into the sitting position. Her hand passed in front of her eyes on the way back up, and she saw that it was covered with blood. She felt her face and looked down at her lap. Putting her hand to her chest, she could feel ripples of blood drenched. She could feel the ripples of blood-drenched flesh as Winston realized she'd taken a hit too. "Oh my God, Sahara, you've been shot." Sahara heard him from very, very far away. There was a more interesting channel to watch inside her head just now. Everything was flashing in front of her. People and places that she had forgotten had come to life. All the moments in time replayed themselves as fast-moving images popped in her head. Oh, there goes me and Gina on the swings. Hi, Gina. And Mama. Mama, I don't want no barrettes. I want ribbons. Ribbons is prettier. Her eyes had closed, and Winston felt panic. Sahara! Sahara! Talk to me! She tried to look up at him, whispering, "Help me. Winston is burning. Please, somebody help me." She worried that Winston's image was fading, but another more important occurrence flowed into her vision. So beautiful, just like the Reverend Beaumont said. God was right there, shining in all his glory, waiting to receive her. He was the only one who knew she was on her way. And he'd come all the way to Broad Street just for his Sahara. "Sahara!" Winston screamed, trying to stop the flow of blood that poured from her body. "Sahara, come on, baby, come on, don't die." But Sahara was already gone.